Well, let's get some more on the debate now. Dr. Michael Ondaatje is a senior lecturer at the University of Sydney's US Studies Centre and at Newcastle University. His main research field is African American history, and he follows US politics closely. Dr. Ondaatje joins me now in the studio. Thanks very much for coming in and talking to us. Just let me cite this CNN poll. 48% to Obama, 40% to Romney. Was that pretty much your reading of the debate today?
Close to my reading. I thought Barack Obama won it and won it quite handsomely. His goal was to come there today and rough up Mitt Romney. He came across as steady, assured, strong, forceful and decisive, which was a contrast to his performance, of course, in the first debate. Romney, in contrast, seemed indecisive at times, and I kept thinking of Richard Nixon in 1960 because he sweat a lot in 1960, and I thought Mitt Romney came across as rather nervous today.
He was looking a bit sweaty at times, do you think?
I did think that, and Barack Obama laid out a case for his re-election in terms of foreign policy very effectively, I thought. He owned his record over the last 4 years. He talked about his achievements in hunting down and killing Osama bin Laden and taking out a lot of al-Qaeda's leadership. He also spoke about his commitment, which he followed through on, to end the war in Iraq. And he spoke with a great deal of authority, I thought, on issues in the Middle East and Iran. Mitt Romney suggested that Barack Obama had weakened America's presence in the world, but he proposed very little by way of alternative.
What did each candidate have riding on this debate today, the third and final debate ahead of the election?
Well, the conventional wisdom is that foreign policy doesn't determine the outcome of US elections, and I think that is a sound idea. That's usually the case. It's the economy's stupid, which was the statement that Bill Clinton made famous in 1992, and it's usually all about the economy. It's been all about the economy in this election. But when the race is so tight, and this race is very tight, you look for other things that can tip the race one way or the other. And I think that was the significance of today's debate. I think Barack Obama did halt some of the momentum that Mitt Romney had established through the first debate, and I think this was a big win for the Obama team.
Of course, the last debate was classed as a win to Barack Obama, but the polls are still neck and neck.
They are. I think today's win was more decisive than the second debate, though I think Obama won that as well. The polls are neck and neck, and I think that is evidence of the fact that the economy is the most significant thing in voters' minds. I would note that in the second debate, when the conversation turned to the economy, voters seemed to be listening a lot more favourably to what Mitt Romney had to say. It was interesting today that both candidates pivoted to domestic issues when given the opportunity.
As soon as they got the chance, they got onto the domestic
absolutely, and that didn't surprise me a great deal. They spent a lot of time, for example, talking about the auto bailout in Ohio, and I thought that was really significant because they connected that with China, the loss of American jobs overseas, again connected to China. Barack Obama made the case that when Mitt Romney was head of Bain Capital, the private equity firm that he ran, that he had outsourced, sent jobs overseas. The reason he did that was that Ohio is a critical state in this election, probably the most critical state in this election, and auto workers are quite happy at the moment with Barack Obama's presidency.
Okay, and as we often see in this country, the support it's really crucial about where it's distributed. And I noticed that a poll after the debate of swing state voters gave the debate a slightly narrower margin, 53 to 42 Obama's way. But the Democrats would be pretty gratified with outcomes like that at this point of the race.
I think they'll be very happy. And the US election is determined on a state-by-state basis. And so national polls are significant, but they're not the most significant thing. What we're going to have to do in the next 2 weeks is really crunch the numbers in those swing states. 2 states are really firming as the most important. The first is Florida, where Mitt Romney looks like he's a bit ahead there. But Ohio, no Republican has ever won the White House without taking Ohio, and Ohio has selected every American president since 1964. The unemployment rate in Ohio is a lot lower than the national average. I said the other day on ABC that the unemployment rate in Ohio is 2 percentage points lower than when Reagan took that state in 1984. So Obama's a little bit ahead in Ohio, and I can't see a path at the moment to the presidency for Romney without winning Ohio.
Okay, with the debates out of the way, where do the candidates take the battle now leading up to Election Day?
They're going to be very, very busy in the next 2 weeks. Mitt Romney is going to be speaking in 2 or 3 states every day, selling the case, concentrating his energies, of course, in the swing states, which have the most electoral college votes. Barack Obama is going to sweep through about 6 states, and they will be talking a lot about the economy, a little less about foreign policy, I think.
Okay, and no doubt we'll be talking a lot of US politics as well. Thanks very much, Dr. Michael Ondaatje.
My pleasure.